Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm really excited about today's video because this is one that I've kind of been in the background working on, getting feedback from people, and it's about what sobriety is. And what's one thing that I've learned is it's not the straightforward of, you abstain from drinking or whatever it is. Kind of a little bit of background on this. So when I made my choice to drink, like I said, I went to the AA meetings for a pretty solid 5 months. I stayed sober. I went through the program, and then I got pregnant. So, I had May's in July. Fast forward to, I think it was November. Me and my boyfriend went to a wedding of a friend of ours' wedding, and they had an open bar. And I remember I just wanted a glass of wine. And again, communication is key. So I looked at my boyfriend and I was asking him for permission, but I was like, hey, you know what? I would like a glass of wine. I don't feel like I'm in that mindset. Are you comfortable with that? And he was like, yeah, do what you want, but just, be smart about it. And I'm like, okay, cool. I had my glass of wine. And I remember I ordered a second, and by glass of wine, these glasses were really teeny tiny. I did not even get a buzz off of this, which wasn't the point. I truly wanted the wine not to get wasted, but I enjoy a glass of wine. So it's one of the things I like to drink. When I used to heavily drink, I would drink beers, and I would people would make fun of me because I would sip on a beer for an hour or two because I just didn't like the taste. So I was kind of forcing myself to drink it because I'm like, oh, I'm just trying to get drunk. I'm just trying to get drunk. Wine is different for me. I wasn't drinking it to get drunk. And then same thing, I went on vacation the next month, really the same thing. We went to a really nice restaurant. I think I'll have one glass of wine. And same thing, never got drunk, just enjoyed the taste of the wine. I never really went past that point of where I was abusing it. But the reason I wanted to talk about this today, because I wanted to be very transparent with you guys about what sobriety has meant to me. And because I didn't want to come off as a fraud or as someone who's being, not completely truthful with you guys, because I've had to have alcohol in the 2 years that I'm considering myself sober. And I didn't really know how people would feel about that. Am I going to be called a hypocrite or a fraud? So I've asked some friends, and I even went into a group on Facebook and got their feedback. I remember I got a little discouraged though, because there was a variety of responses, but I would say there was maybe 2 or 3 people who were like, you know what, the consideration of AA, they would not consider you sober, they consider you a non-drinker. And that kind of bummed me out, because I was like, I really worked hard to kind of get where I am. And especially, and then I'm doing these YouTube videos, I don't want to get on here and they're like, oh, well, you're not a sober, we wouldn't consider you a sober person. And then this one girl, she kind of commented on there, and a couple of people probably said the same thing, but the way she said it just made a lot of sense to me. She was like, congratulations, I am she's like, I'm 6 years sober in my sobriety. I can't be that kind of person that can even be around alcohol, or I'll, fall off the wagon. But it sounds like you've really changed your life. I think sobriety is what you make it. Or she said something like that. Sobriety is what you make of it. And I was just like, yes, that is. And then a couple of people kind of reiterated what she was saying. And I think that is really, really what it is. That hits home, because there were times when I was a dry drunk. And if you don't understand what a dry drunk means, it's essentially you're going through the motions. You're doing this, you're not drinking, but you're not really doing it for yourself. You're resenting the whole process. You're pretty much, your mindset's still the same as a drunk person. You're just sober. So that's why I call it a dry drunk. I was bitter. I was still kind of my bad behavior. It was still all about me. I was mad because I was I don't want to quit drinking. I just feel like I have to for the people around me and my job and all that. And I was resentful toward the change. So it didn't really work. And I was a dry drunk. So kind of going back to that, my mentality with the drinking is very clear. I know my boundaries. I know that I don't want to be that girl that was going out and, you know, just wrecking my life, making poor life decisions, just like that mentality that I have now. Like I feel like I have a healthy mentality. I have a sober mentality. And there were a couple other girls that got onto the post and were like, said, there was 2 comments that stood out to me. One girl said, you know, I myself sober for 4 years, but every once in a while I'll indulge in a mimosa. Another girl said that, I'm trying to remember this correctly. I think she said like her mom was like an addict of some kind. I think like maybe alcohol, but she was taking some kind of prescription pills for like anxiety or something. And I also know people who, I have a friend, actually I just spoke to her this morning. Her boyfriend, he was a alcoholic and he's 4 years sober, but he still smokes marijuana. So like, would you not consider him sober? And the answer I think really is, it's whatever sobriety means to you. Sobriety is a mindset. Now, you can't go out and be like a raging drinker and say, I'm sober, because I say I'm sober. It doesn't really work that way. Like, last time I think I really drank was like, I think my vacation that I took in my birthday in January. And I just don't. And I don't want to. I went to a friend's house last night and like her and her neighbor were drinking. And they kept asking me and I was like, I'm fine. Like I can have fun. And that's the biggest thing is I've learned it's something I think we rely on sometimes as like, it's like a crutch. Like, oh, I need alcohol to have fun. Well, I've learned how to have fun without alcohol. Actually, I think I can have more fun without the alcohol. And I'm less embarrassed the next day because I don't wake up to like weird text messages or embarrassing thing. So I guess my point of my video and from the feedback, I think the people that were most pushed the back on like, you know, wouldn't consider me, they were like, I would consider you a non-drinker. They were the people who are like hardcore AA. And their thing was like, you might offend somebody who has truly gone down that like nothing. And I understand that. However, like I said, I do feel like it is a mind state for me. I know if I go to like an AA meeting and tell them I'm sober for 2 years, they may not agree with me. But for me, it's a mindset and it works for me. And it has to be what works for you because like that girl said, she's been 6 years sober. What works for me would not work for her. A lot of people are the same way. They just can't do that. They can't be around it. But this works for me. You know, it would have been this would be a completely different story that me saying this to you right now had that drink I had at that wedding was like all of a sudden like a domino effect and all of a sudden I'm back in the bars like doing my same thing. And because I remember like at the wedding I had 1 glass and I ordered a second and I didn't even like finish the first, or I'm sorry, I didn't finish the second one. Like I think I had a couple sips and I was like, eh. And my boyfriend was even like, you can drink it, it's okay. Like we're together and like we're communicating with this. Like I just want to know that you're okay and like you can handle this and just communicate with me. And I was just like, you know what? Like I don't want to finish it because I didn't want to get drunk. I was enjoying my night and I didn't want to wake up feeling. And honestly, the wine just started tasting kind of funny. Like I don't know if it's just I hadn't had it in so long and I was just like, okay, 1 was nice, 2 was just too much for me. But like I said, it is a mentality, whatever works for you, whatever you consider yourself, like that's what it is. I really hope these videos are helping you guys. You can share them with your friends. And even if not, you like just hear my crazy self-talk, I hope you're enjoying this. So thank you again. Please like, share, subscribe, especially. I love you guys. See you next video.